Rubble crashes, timer thunders. The young master discovers his departure for the capital is tomorrow. A stern servant commands him, peel onions, chop firewood, feed the pig at dawn. He stares, defiant, then bites his lip and steps forward. The decree shoves him into grueling chores before the journey. Dawn approaches. The crew scrambles, packing every scrap. Eric bellows, pulling the cart's rope. "Roll it!" he roars, as bewildered hands scramble. A muttered string. "No, hey, wonder." Flares from the crowd, the load wobbling. Panic spikes. Last-minute packing erupts.
"Roll it!"
Bertram snaps, fury crackling. Bertram's voice erupts, slamming the young master as an idiot.
The team fans out. Bertram hacks firewood, the young master dices onions. Anna tosses feed to the squealing pig. Eric balances a basket of supplies. Speed spikes. Dawn approaches. Any misstep could stall the capital mission. After the grind, they sweep the pantry for hidden provisions. The young master tallies onions, confirming surplus even for Bertram. He remarks, "Nobles cherish eggs like luxuries," spotlighting the class chasm awaiting them in the capital. The insight foreshadows looming social obstacles.
Though, for nobles, eggs.
Sunrise tomorrow will finally sound the departure bell. The young master envisions the capital's humble egg, a noble's treasure. Bertram confesses his noble birth, yet his family shuns him, leaving him ignored. Servants scurry the estate. The young master shreds onions, hacks firewood, feeds the pig under the Highness's watchful eye. Eric, Anna, and the rest scramble to bundle clothes and supplies. Endless chores pile as tomorrow's departure hovers. The frantic rush primes the next emotional confession. Anna clutches the flower, pleading, "Bertram, must you really go?"
Have to go. I need to report my recent situation to Uncle.
Sorry," stammers a voice, turning to Eric. "Eric, was it? Did you see anything?" Eric nods, whispering, "Yes, I saw something." The young master narrows his eyes, sensing a hidden clue that could alter their path. Their next move hinges on Eric's discovery. Wait, hold on. Something isn't adding up. The young master confronts Eric, demanding, "Why appear now?" Eric replies, "I came to learn work, sent by Sir Franz. Bertram's duties will fall to me, so I was told to find you and train. This matters. The young master must brief his new aide before tomorrow's departure."
"I came to learn work. Franz sent me. I'll take Bertram's duties."
The young master darts to stack onions, a folded note from Bertram fluttering away, demanding a return for the answer. Eric steps forward, clutching a secret clue that could untangle the curse's core. Anna's eyes sting with tears, the looming curse heavy on her shoulders. The young master trembles, fearing his resolve will crack, while the crew teeters on hope's edge. Every breath tightens around their fragile determination. A silent promise lingers over the packed wagon, the unanswered note murmuring danger. The Highness's departure looms, and the hidden clue threatens to expose betrayal that could shatter their fragile escape.
You made it to the end. That means everything. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, and I'll see you next chapter.
The blast ripped the air, stealing my breath, but the mission surged onward. The young prince storms out of the banquet, spear gleaming, intent on hunting his own feast. Mom snaps at Anna, warning that yesterday's failed trade cannot justify any leftover waste. Anna whispers, Mom. Mom's voice hardens. Finish the banquet or watch the shop crumble. She forces Anna to sort the spoils. Reluctantly, Anna nods, fearing a tarnished reputation and a bankrupt ledger. Anna rolls her eyes at the hollow celebration. She points out that Mr. Bertram leaves at dawn, so the feast is a needless waste. She mocks Mom's frantic kitchen frenzy, then shoves her brother into the prep line. A lute and fiddle join the singers, strings humming like a gentle tide. The notes drift over the tables, syncing with clattering plates. Even the stable hand pauses his chores to listen. The music masks the tension of the imminent goodbye. As the final chord fades, Anna's thoughts turn inward, replaying Bertram's promise. Anna whispers to herself, "Tomorrow Bertram leaves." She fears becoming a foolish lover, deceived by hope. She clutches the flower he gave, recalling his vow to return. The thought of recounting his memory to future grandchildren tightens her chest. Gratitude and dread war within her, as dawn threatens to test her resolve.
Anna leans against a wooden beam, watching a kind young man arrange plates. She thinks, finally, a normal conversation after ages. She smiles, recalling his gentle grin, a stark contrast to the cold noble who once dismissed her. She giggles, "Hama-he, thank you for thinking so well of me," then sighs, "But I already have someone in my heart." Her confession reveals lingering feelings that could complicate future choices. She wonders if those feelings will survive Bertram's departure. The young man places the final dish on the table, then turns to Anna. "Do you like it?" he asks, eyes hopeful, the steaming plate noting the careful seasoning.
The knight reveals he is not a knight at all, but a soldier. His hard labor earned him a reputation for reliability. He then summons Eric, shouting, "Eric, come to the backyard." Eric hurries off, tools in hand, while the others watch the exchange. This confession reshapes Anna's view of his motives and hints at a deeper bond forming. Mom storms into the stable yard, furious at the chaos left behind. She yells at lingering workers to clean the mess immediately. Pointing to a pile of heavy salt sacks, she orders, "Start with those." The urgency shows the feast supplies cannot be wasted.
"Clear the stable now. Start with the salt sacks. The cruisebacks will soon aid."
Anna rejects Bertram's promise, confronts the supposed knight, and the man admits he's merely a soldier, summoning Eric as the kitchen erupts in frantic chaos. Anna loses the comforting illusion of Bertram's return, feels the weight of her brother's infantilizing control, and risks her resolve in a world that treats her as a child. With a strained laborer begging for Eric's help and Mom's angry shout echoing, the fate of the feast and Anna's fragile hope hangs on an unseen rescue.
The story doesn't stop here. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari so you never fall behind.
The blast fades, the key still clenches in my fist. No proof of his dukedom, yet the kingdom teeters on his claim. A stern aide snatches the young man's collar, snarling, "Fix your face." He thrusts a mirror toward the claimant. The boy forces a brittle smile, wipes a trembling cheek, and nods, trying to wear nobility like armor. All eyes of the court fix on him, waiting for his first move. The tension tightens as the first test begins. Anna strides forward, arms crossed, eyes like steel. She points at the claimant and snarls, "Are you really the Duke's son?" The young man swallows, his throat dry, his voice catching on the edge of panic. Lara darts toward the stables, cape snapping like a battle flag. Erich matches her stride, his boots striking the cobblestones. Anna whispers a dessert-buying ploy to the nervous matriarch, who narrows her eyes and demands proof of noble blood. She spins the ancient tale of the first king's brother and his friend, birthing the Sadal and Gerhardt dukedoms. Anna's cheeks flush as the story crowns a woman sword master turned guardian. The air crackles with lineage and ambition. The matriarch concludes, "Even if you weep, let those tears be your own choice." Anna nods, swallowing the sting, steeling herself for the council's verdict. The crowd holds its breath, awaiting the final judgment on her lineage. A faint voice drifts from the courtyard. "Miss Anna." The sound trails off. Anna turns, searching the shadows for the speaker. The courtyard remains empty, echoing only her own footsteps. The call hints a hidden watcher. A prick of unease prickles her spine, wondering who whispers in the night. Anna discovers a folded note slipped into the window frame. She pulls it out, unfolds the hurried script. The first slip mentions Lara, asking if she's okay. A second note follows. "Hello, sister. It's me, Lara." The revelation shocks Anna. Lara is nearby, possibly plotting something. The secret note forces Anna to decide her next move. Anna's mind races. Anna rehearses the pretentious excuse, shouting about buying a dessert that suits her taste and sending it to the neighboring town. Her mother scoffs, calling the line too pretentious and insulting, demanding Anna stop acting like a trash village girl. The argument sharpens, and Anna's cover story hangs by a thread. The mother's disapproval threatens to expose their mission.
Go buy a dessert that suits my taste. Could you say that's the errand I was sent on? That example is too pretentious. That's the kind people imagine me saying.
The mother's next move could ruin the chase entirely. Anna grabs Erich's arm, pulling him toward the stables.
Anna seizes Eric's arm and bolts toward the stables, vowing to chase Lara while her mother and the brutish soldier close in on their secret conversation. Anna stakes her reputation and Eric's safety on a desperate rescue, while her mother threatens a scandal that could crush both families if the rumor spreads. A cryptic inscription on the stone wall remains unreadable, hinting at a hidden ducal secret that could shatter loyalties as the looming confrontation between mother and soldier approaches.
There's nothing better than watching them prove everyone wrong. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
We thought the battle ended, but gunfire roared on. A prince vanished without a trace. A girl's laundry burst into, lighting the whole town. Sawyer heaves a rattling cart, an ancient man beside him clutching his granddaughter. They hear a girl shriek, her voice slicing the road. Sawyer guesses she's the old man's kin. The missing prince's shadow now haunts every corner, demanding answers. Sawyer and the old man trudge the dusty road toward the city. They ask villagers, did a towering figure ride by with 3 soldiers? Whispered rumors swirl about a big man, stalking the outskirts. Everyone hopes the strangers are harmless travelers, not a threat.
Lara points at the towering man and declares he is the crazy prince who vanished after the slaughter. The group freezes, realizing the missing heir walks among them. This confession ties the war-scarred prince to the current mystery and forces everyone to reassess their loyalties. The atmosphere shifts from curiosity to urgent caution.
That crazy prince who lost himself to slaughter in the war.
A whisper spreads, hinting at a hidden agenda that could reshape the conflict. Echo remarks that calling the place a small town feels odd. Bertram smiles, confirms the inn sits in his hometown of School Eisen, and notices Miss Anna nearby. Sawyer moves to the opposite side of the room. He spots another woman hurrying in, clutching a satchel. He calls her name, then repeats with surprise when she looks confused. The identification of Anna adds a second key player to the gathering. Their presence hints at overlapping motives and potential conflict.
Miss Anna,
You feel the room tighten as accusations swirl. Anna presses, asking what Mr. Eric actually said. Bertram, still quiet, mutters about an octant and urges them to seize the chance laid out for them. Their exchange hints at a larger scheme tied to the mysterious big guy. It matters because the hidden agenda could decide the prince's fate.
Mr. Eric said that. Anna.
Anna confronts Bertram, saying she feels he's avoiding her. Bertram replies that he can leave fast and return soon, trying to reassure her while still keeping his own agenda. This tension shows their miscommunication and hints that Bertram has other priorities.
It feels like you're trying to avoid me.
Leave quickly, I can return soon.
The leftover eggs hint at a future exchange. Anna mentions the eggs she gave Bertram, noting a few are still left. The reminder of the eggs serves as a small token of care and a potential bargaining chip later.
The eggs I gave you.
Anna storms toward Bertram, begging for a favor, offering any price, even impropriety, while he admits his restless night and decides to rest beside her, sealing an uneasy pact. Anna risks her reputation, clinging to the lingering eggs as a token, hoping Bertram's brief guard grants her safety. Bertram balances his duty with longing, fearing loss of control. Lara scowls at the scribbled notes, her frustration seeping into the team, while the looming departure looms, leaving Anna's promised favor and the missing eggs dangling over uncertain alliances.
The comments section doesn't lie. This community is insane. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and see for yourself.
The war seemed finished, then alarms tore the night. Our leader begged forgiveness for a reckless demand, admitting it broke every rule. He warned that crossing to the next city means threading a death-filled corridor. He snarled, "Don't repeat Eric's rambling disaster. Every second, every attitude could cost lives on that cursed road." Eric's reckless scheme still haunts the approaching darkness. A comrade points out the leader's habit of recounting nightly terrors. The dreams have grown sharper, darker, clawing at sanity. Such nightmares sap morale and threaten the sunrise escape. They decree an ironclad wake-up before the sun dips. He vows to rise before dusk after a brief 2-hour rest. The upstairs chamber becomes their rendezvous. Kai's confession hits hard, he's grown numb. Dorian confesses his silence stems from terror that speaking would bind Kai forever. The raw honesty forges a tighter bond, amplifying the night's peril.
You've just become numb. I feared that if I spoke, you'd never return.
Their survival hinges on staying awake. Kai rattles off a history lesson. Sch Lizzi's riches, the capital's allure, how power will reshape Dorian's destiny. Dorian snaps, "Listen." Their clash threatens the vow to flee before dusk.
Your hometown Sch Lizzi differs from this land. The capital's wealth will amplify your appeal. Mr. Bertram.
The night's final trial looms as they ready to move.
A villager cradles a bowl of compote, presenting it to the knight. He steps back, awaiting a response. Dorian nods. "Sir Knight." The offering probes the knight's willingness, vital for safe passage.
Sir Knight.
Tension spikes as the innkeeper admits he can't run the kitchen alone. Dorian hammers a wooden spoon onto the counter, roaring, "I can't run this tavern solo." Exhaustion lines his face as the empty kitchen. His outburst exposes a manpower gap that could ruin the sunset escape.
Damn it.
The party descends the ridge as dusk spreads, shadows stretching, forest looming. Their hurried strides race the sinking sun, fearing night's grip. Night closes in, and the forest's secrets wait. The group halts before a pulsing relic. Kai leans close, whispering, "What the heck is this?" The glow hints at a possible escape key before sunset, forcing a split-second decision: investigate or press onward.
What the heck is this?
Dorian's gaze sharpens on the relic's rhythm.
As dusk deepens, they uncover a radiant relic. Its humming light tempts investigation, yet the looming forest urges them forward. The choice threatens their fragile timeline. Kai senses his grip loosen. Friends' exhaustion and Dorian's sharp jokes veil a rising panic. The relentless deadline threatens to swallow their hopes. A cloaked silhouette steps from the blackened trail, eyes glittering. The party trembles, unsure if the relic offers salvation or a trap as night seals them.
I don't miss. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry for consistent, high-tier recaps.
The blast kills the noise. My heartbeat thunders in the silence. The prince bolts through the shattered village, a cloud of buzzing insects tearing at his heels. Anna vanishes behind a cracked wall, the chaos swallowing her. Seong Hyan and his band arrive at the edge of a ruined settlement. A broken stone tower looms, once the old lord's castle. "Is that the lord's keep?" the prince asks, eyes scanning the empty battlements. No ruler dwells here. A hushed villager mutters the throne has been empty for months, leaving the people exposed to greedy hands. The wind carries ash, and every cracked window seems to watch the fleeing crowd. An abandoned seat invites wolves to claim the land. Seong Hyan commands the captive to stay quiet. "Now just come quietly," he says, eyes narrowed. He leans close, demanding, "What's that in your mouth?" The thief gulps, eyes darting. "Spit it out," Seong Hyan shouts, forcing the man to reveal a fresh smear of ink on his lips. The ink proves the thief copied the tax ledger that night. This evidence could link the collector to illegal taxes and rally the villagers against him. "What's that in your mouth?" "Spit it out." The ink-stained clue points to a deeper conspiracy. The tax collector storms into the kitchen, rage blazing. Give it here. He snarls, thrusting a hand toward the ledger. Seong Hyun turns to the knight who warned them. He repeats the knight's caution about careless words. The knight nods, confirming the danger of insulting the collector. Seong Hyun asks if the tax collector's claim is legal. The knight shrugs, indicating the records are dubious. This matters because the prince must know whether he can challenge the ledger without provoking a harsher crackdown. The collector fumbles, saying this, then admits the name sounds made up but feels familiar. The group senses a deeper connection to past events. This sets up the next confrontation where the prince will press the collector for the truth about Philibert.
It feels strangely familiar, despite being hastily made.
The prince readies his next question about Philibert's role. Prince Seong Hyun and his companions stand in the empty village square. The tax collector, a slick-dressed noble, explains that wolves, high-born nobles, often claim vacant lordships and demand centuries-old back taxes. Seong Hyun listens, eyes narrowing. He remembers a similar incident 20 years ago. He notes the collector's age matches his own, a clue their paths have crossed before.
A swirling swarm erupts from the honey jar, engulfing the village square. The tax collector sputters, Philibert, his voice cracking as the cursed name links him to the prince's vanished rival. The insects roar, the air thick with menace. Song Hyun watches his allies falter, the weight of his people's suffering crushing his chest. The swarm devours the fields, and the echo of Philibert's name shatters his confidence in confronting the noble's cruelty. A shadowy figure with amber eyes steps from the darkness, his gaze locking onto Song Hyun. The insect horde roars louder, and the prince wonders which enemy, noble or phantom, will strike first.
This is where the real fans gather. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry and find your people.
The blast fades, but the timer still ticks. Hungry troops scramble for the lone glowing bulbs that could turn the tide. I remember crossing paths with Hansworth 5 years ago. Back then, I was posted at a remote supply outpost for 2 weeks, watching thin convoy lines snake through the mud. That outpost was the lifeline for the front, yet rations barely dripped in. Those memories now drive my desperation. The next scene flashes a 4-year stalemate, the war grinding to a halt. For years of bloodshed have turned into a grinding deadlock. Neither army can push the other back. The front barely shifts.
Guilt crushes Bertram's chest like a boulder. He finally sees that his father's work uncovered something vital, yet he still shields it from Hans. Hans snaps. You can't even feel real regret. The clash forces Bertram to confront his guilt, pushing him toward redemption or deeper deceit.
Now I see he did discover something. Don't say it.
Done. What's the point? You don't even understand the feeling of regret.
Hans's accusation drives Bertram toward a decisive fork. Hans admits he's not okay, his voice trembling with exhaustion. Bertram tries to soothe him, insisting the war forced impossible choices on everyone. Their exchange lays bare a moral battlefield, each man bearing the weight of countless lives.
Bertram asks, "When I return from school, could you repeat that promise?" Hans smiles, noting the boldness, then mentions a childhood friend in the village who harbors feelings for Bertram. He jokes, "You mean a diet?" hinting at a misunderstanding. The exchange reveals Bertram's hope for a normal life, while Hans's gossip awareness raises stakes about future loyalties.
When I return from school, could you say that again?
I know it's bold. A village friend likes you. You mean diet.
The village friend may betray Bertram's trust. Bertram declares, "Then I'll make a vow too." Hans answers with a single word, "Roll," cementing each duty. In a trembling confession, Bertram reveals to Hans that he pilfered the bulb harvest and spun lies about their value. The village's fragile hope now teeters on the edge of collapse. Hans places a steady hand on Bertram's shoulder, urging him to reignite his inner soul fire. He reminds Bertram of his promise to protect Anna, forcing him to balance loyalty against a seething thirst for revenge. The experimental bulbs sway gently in a feeble breeze, while Ari's luminous sketches whisper of hidden power. The village's fate hangs in suspense, waiting to see if Bertram's oath can hold against the coming storm.
Real fans stick around. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and let's finish this story together.
The blast reverberated, but I was already sprinting toward my next mark. Eric bursts into the palace kitchen, wooden spoon clenched like a weapon. Lara spots him, snatches his arm, and shouts, "Knight!" He freezes mid-step. She yanks him inward. Their mouths clash in a brief, heated kiss. Suddenly, onion fumes roar, steam choking the air. Eric hacks, stumbling back as the walls tremble. The pungent cloud masks an alarm that blares unseen. A messenger for Prince Bertram lingers in the doorway, eyes narrowed. Lara recoils, eyes widening, and whispers hoarsely,
"You kissed me." Erich blinks, shock flashing across his face, then averts his gaze. Heat spikes, his pulse thunders in his ears.
Eric lunges, the lady's gasp morphing into an impulsive kiss. His scarred hand seizes her wrist, battlefield memories colliding with Lara's trembling breath. He murmurs that Anna's faith finally steadies his fractured heart, just as a frantic messenger bellows, "Prince Bertram's chambers, danger!" The kitchen clatter recedes, replaced by a surge of intrigue. Lara's eyes flare wide. The kiss sparks a tempest of yearning he believed long buried. Eric finally consents to postpone his rendezvous. He tells Lara he'll ascend later. Lara stutters, her syllables fracturing. She averts her gaze, uncertainty flashing. The knight tightens his sword grip, eyes locked on Eric. Bertram watches, a faint grin curling his lips. The chamber holds its breath, awaiting the next command.
Eric confesses he believed he'd remain a scar forever, until today, when Anna spoke of change. He remembers her telling him she expects a transformed him, and she'll wait for that new version. Her conviction plants a fragile hope within his chest. This moment proves Anna's faith is the first spark that could mend his wound. Anna's promise nudges him toward a decisive choice. Eric whispers that Anna is the first to move his heart, and he can't fathom it. His chest tightens, astonished that her words truly affect him. This reaction shows his emotional armor cracking, exposing vulnerability. His doubt marks a turning point in his inner battle. His doubt fuels a sudden surge of resolve.
Eric charges forward, Lara mistaking him for a knight. Cheeks flare, and a sudden kiss erupts, unleashing a torrent of buried longing. He pulls away, heart hammering, and admits that Anna's faith finally shatters his armor. A frantic servant yells, "Eric, move quickly!" The palace gates thrum, and Prince Bertram's looming shadow promises blood-stained intrigue. Eric charges at Lara, mistaking her curiosity for a knight's challenge. Cheeks flare, and a fierce kiss erupts, shattering his restraint as he shouts that Anna's faith finally cracks his armor. His chest tightens with raw confession, gaining fragile hope of reciprocal love while shedding the cold certainty that sealed his heart, leaving him teetering between yearning devotion and fear of betrayal. Yet villagers still blur knights and soldiers, Haewon doubts his noble claim, and a whispered promise of hidden embroidery skill hints at a secret agenda, leaving Eric's true purpose and loyalty hanging in peril.
Let me do the heavy lifting while you sit back and enjoy. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari every week.
Smoke spirals from smoldering stalls, my gun still clenched tight. Anna's horse lies twisted, reins tangled in ash. Soldiers dash by, barked orders echoing. Red fire crowns the capital's towers, flames clawing the night. Distant drums thrum a frantic beat. Blood pools on cobblestones. A courier hurls a ducal sealed watch onto a shattered statue's base. The seal flashes, a silent promise of binding oath. The mother hurls a curse, cursed it, while the smoke chokes the horizon. She slams her fist into the stone, demanding why the search party lags. Fear flickers in her eyes. Anna's vanishing could tarnish their name. She clutches a torn shawl, whispering that each ticking minute pushes her daughter deeper into danger. Dorian leans close, trying to convince the mother that even her doubts can trust Bertram. He calls him a good guy, just a bit frustrating, and swears he saw him moments ago. The mother retorts, branding him a stranger from another land, a lover's folly. Their clash threatens the oath they are about to seal.
He's a good guy, just a bit frustrating.
The mother erupts. Bertram would never act like that. Her voice trembles, uneasy at leaving her daughter with a man she's known for less than a year. Fear sharpens, accusation flares, and Dorian feels the weight of the ducal sealed watch pressing down. The mother snatches a quill, eyes the empty page, and hesitates. She mutters, then finally presses the nib to parchment, forging a demand to protect Anna. France watches, waiting for each word. Tension spikes as her fury fuels the oath's wording. She soon adds a ludicrous clause. France must walk a pig until Bertram returns. The mother snorts at the ornate oath watch, mocking its grandeur. She wonders aloud if the watch can enrich broth or rewrite fate. Unfazed, France drafts an article. France shall walk the pig until Bertram returns. The mother raises an eyebrow, dubbing it a servant contract. The absurd clause binds France's freedom to Bertram's return, deepening the comedic stakes. France declares that they never voluntarily become commoners. Their privileged life remains intact unless fate forces change. He laments that befriending the reckless Bertram has destabilized his world, pulling them into turmoil. Anna's closeness to Bertram ties her safety to his mistakes, raising the stakes for her whereabouts.
We never become commoners, life stays comfortable, but Bertram's mistake shakes it.
The mother finalizes the binding oath, sealing it with a flourish while mocking its supposed power. Franz publicly declares himself the unwanted third son, exposing the fragile hierarchy that teeters on every word. Their pact now hangs over Anna's fate, a fragile thread of hope. Franz feels his illusion of noble security shatter, the weight of being a disposable heir crushing him. His friendship with Bertram threatens his family's standing, and the oath he forged now binds his destiny to a precarious future. The hidden seal's misuse looms like a dark tide, and the fallout from Franz's alliance threatens to unravel their privileged life. Their future teeters on a dangerous edge, every decision echoing through the noble houses.
The story doesn't stop here. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari so you never fall behind. The towers crumbled, yet my vengeance ignites. A weary counselor mutters that the peasant girl will never consent. He sighs, relieved this aligns with ancient customs. Noble heads nod as the looming alliance disintegrates. Their confidence swells, picturing Bertram's schemes shattering. A low hum of triumph fills the hall, but the heir's silhouette still stalks the corners. Now the council pivots, zeroing in on Bertram's claim. Bertram Hertz claims the throne, but his grip slips after the crushing defeat. The late king fell far from the capital, chilling the populace's faith in the air. 3 exile years scattered his loyalists across distant provinces. Desperate, he pitches marriage to a humble country girl, hoping blood ties will seal his legitimacy. A stern noble slams his palm onto the table, demanding genuine intent. He orders the accuser to revisit their oath, then dismisses the claim as irrelevant. A nearby counselor sighs, reminding that the prince has already heard the affront. This clash shows personal attacks being smothered by political decorum.
It's not like that. Humph. Put your hand on your heart and think about it.
Just be thankful His Highness didst hear your rude question.
The shocked murmurs signal the next speaker will demand clarification, driving the council toward a breaking point. A bewildered counselor recoils, eyes widening. He repeats the sharp rebuke, demanding the Sir Knight clarify his words. Anna steps forward, clutching a modest piece of cloth. She confides to Bertram that she sewed the apron herself, using fabric Lara purchased at the market. She details the cloth's humble origin, underscoring her intent to craft something personal for him. The offering reveals her resolve to back Bertram despite mounting political pressure. Her confession weaves a human thread into the tense atmosphere. Anna recalls the night she slipped the apron onto Bertram's sleeping feet. She visualizes the soft floral pattern woven into the fabric. That memory showcases her intimate care, unveiling a hidden facet of their bond unseen by the council. Mentioning the pattern underscores the gift's uniqueness.
The council clerk raises a brass stamp, pressing it onto parchment and imprinting the kingdom's seal beside the word Isis. The mark finalizes the vote on Bertram's marriage proposal. Every eye in the chamber watches the ink set, confirming the outcome. The sealed decree now binds Bertram to his political destiny. With the decision recorded, the realm braces for the inevitable fallout. Anna shouts, "Hurry up!" as Mr. Eric finally secures the cart. She apologizes repeatedly, fearing reprimand if they arrive late. Another voice suggests the lady take the blame instead of them. The group scrambles onto the cart, racing against the clock. Their haste matters. Any delay could jeopardize the council meeting and Bertram's marriage proposal. Bertram drives the brass stamp into parchment, sealing his marriage proposal as the cart lurches forward, hurling the group into the council chamber where the decisive document confronts the nobles. Anna clutches the embroidered apron, fearing love's loss if the seal endorses Bertram's plans, while Bertram wrestles with trusting Anna's counsel against his own ambition. The council's silent gaze locks on the stamped parchment, leaving the union's fate hanging as the chamber doors shut, while a hidden rival watches, poised to strike.
You'll never have to search for chapter summaries again. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry and let them come to you.